Hey everybody, it's Miss Andrea back again for the 12 days of holidays. Today is day 8, December 25th, 7th, excuse me. It's been a long day of recording these videos. And today we're making a giant paper snowflake. This is one of my favorite activities to do during winter. I've been making these since like the 5th grade. But I still make mistakes, believe it or not. I've got a whole bin of mistakes because the cuts are important and sometimes it's hard to remember what's what. So in the sake of time, I have went ahead and made a few ahead of time so that way I could show you what to do and you guys can get moving there. So what we're going to do is, in your kit, you should have one of these paper clipped to 6 pieces of paper. Now, you can use any kind of paper. The paper they used in these pictures is simply just like printer paper. We used construction paper just because it's a little bit thicker and we had it in pretty snowflake colors. You can do solids, you can do variegated like they did here. We're doing variegated today. Some of you may have white, some of you may have, I think, teal. We might have stuck some purples in there. But we're going to be doing a variegated pattern today. This is super simple. Really all you need is a square piece of paper. So these pieces here are 6 by 6. I have made them as large as 8.5 by 8.5 using a regular sheet of paper. We did use our guillotine paper cutter to cut these, but I will show you a trick to be able to get a square with a regular piece of paper as well. And then we'll get started. So, first of all, let me grab a piece of regular 8.5 by 11 office paper and show you how, if you don't have access to a paper cutter, how you can get that perfect square. So what you're going to do is you're just going to fold it down just like that to meet the side. Trim off the edge. And there you have a perfect square. Ta-da! And we're actually going to use this to show you how to make the cuts just because it's a little bigger. And then we'll finish these two and put it together. So you've got your perfect square here. So you want to fold it one time to a triangle, and then you're going to fold it again to a triangle. So now you have, back in origami days, if you remember doing that. Good grief, my fingers aren't working today. So now we have our perfect square folded into a triangle. Now this part is very important because if you don't do this the right way, it's not going to work. And I've done it 4 different times the wrong way. So when you're making your cuts, you are going to need a pair of scissors and you're going to need your tacky glue today. Tacky glue works great. You can also use Scotch tape, stapler, double-sided tape, whatever you have laying around, but your tacky glue will absolutely work wonders today. And that we've provided you in your kit. So when you're making your cut, it is very, very, very important that the open part of your triangle is facing down and the fold is facing up. If you don't have it this way, it will mess up. So with our fold down, we're going to take our scissor and we're going to hold on to the little point here with our thumb and our pointer finger, and you're just going to make one cut up, not all the way. You're going to leave a little tiny bit, okay? Then you're going to make another cut. Try to eyeball the same distance. And then you're going to make one more cut. Same thing. Try to eyeball the same distance. So you want to kind of get these even, and you want to kind of get this even here. Okay, so you should have 1, 2, 3 slits now, and then we're going to open this up. And this is the base that we're working with. Okay? So now, and so each square is a section of the snowflake, and you need 6 sections to make one large snowflake. So this is one section, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take our tacky glue, and you're just going to put a little bit. That's all you need, is just a little tiny bit. So on that very first cut here, okay, then we're going to take the other cut and you're going to roll it together, and you can just use your little pinky, put it inside there, and just hold that until the tacky glue takes. So that's our first swirl, if you will. Okay, so now we're going to flip it over and we're going to do the next section. So you're going to put your tacky glue here, just a little bit, goes a long way. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing, just the opposite way. So we're going to take the two sides of the next cut and put those together. And then we're going to just hold till that tacky glue takes. Okay, so now you should have one going up, one coming down, right? So now, this is the one we just did, so we're going to flip it again, and we're going to do the same thing, but with this section, and put them together. Now, a few years ago, I think we included this in one of our Hygge kits. It might have been 2020. Was it 2021? It might have been this year. I can't even remember anymore. We did include it in one of our kits. So if it feels familiar, it probably is. But again, I love this activity. And you really could do this with smaller kids than 12 with some adult supervision. It's just so fun. Okay, so now we've got 1 and 3 going up, and then when we flip it, we've got 2, and now we're going to have 4 going this way. Okay, so we're going to put some glue on there again. And don't worry, we're going to go through this two more times. So if you don't have the hang of it, don't fret. We'll go through it again. And same thing. Just going to hold that until the tacky glue takes. And there is, so this is what an 8.5 by 8.5 square looks like. These that you have in your kit are 6 by 6, so they're a little bit smaller, but these ones are really fun, especially in like the classroom or in an office even. So okay, so that was our test sample, so I'm going to put that one aside. Alright, so let's pretend I've done all 4 of these, right? And now we're going to do the last 2. Okay, so let's start again. These are 6 by 6 squares, so we're going to fold them in half. Fold again in half into a triangle shape. Okay, and remember, the fold goes up, the open goes down. Fold up, open, down. Hold on to the point with your finger. Take your scissors, and you're going to make a cut almost to the top, not quite. Make another cut. Try to keep those together. Almost all the way to the top, not quite. And then one more. So 3 cuts. Try to keep these as even as you can. And then we're going to open this up. Maybe. And there is our base again, okay? So we're going to do this one now. One more time. Fold it in half into a triangle. Nice crisp edges. Fold it one more time in half. Nice crisp edges. Fold on top. Open on bottom. Hold the point with your thumb and your pointer finger. 1, 2, and 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. Try to get them nice and even. Open up. Ta-da! Okay, so now we're going to construct them. We have them all cut. Now we're going to put them together. Get your tacky glue. Okay, we're going to start in the middle. Put a little glue here. Here we go. Dot, dot does a lot. Oh, that was a little too much. Okay, and now you're going to fold the the middle in. And this one, I actually like to use a pen. It's easier when it's smaller than using my finger. And I'm just gonna hold my pen in there till the glue sets up. Voila! Now I got glue on my nice pretty pen. Okay, so then we're gonna flip it over and do number 2. Get our glue on there. Fold and fold. Oh boy. Try to get it even. There we go. Try to get the tip of that right to the, there we go. It's nice and purty. Okay, then we're going to flip it again. And we're going to do the third one. Remember, try to line up your points. There we go. Just hold it till it gets tacky. Okay, so we've got 1, 2 going up, and now we're going to flip it. 1, now we're going to do this one. And it doesn't matter which, I don't think it matters which side is the top, which side is the bottom. It doesn't really matter. Just as long as you have 2 folds going down, 2 folds going up. That's all that matters. So we've got 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? So we're going to let that one dry. Now we're going to work on our last one. I told you I wasn't going to leave you hanging. Okay, so we're going to start all over again. We're going to start in the middle. Okay, nice and together. I'm going to stick my pen in there. Just kind of press till that glue takes hold. Got on my pretty pen again. Okay, got our middle. Flip it over. Oh, that was probably a little too much glue. Eek. Okay. Squeeze together, points to points. Beautiful. Okay, hold that until the glue takes hold. Okay, flip it over. Do number 3. Point to point. Okay. All right, last one. Flip it over. Okay. Ugh, this poor paper. Point to point. Okay. We're going to hold that for just a second. All right, so now we have all 6 of our sides of our snowflake together. So now it's time to assemble them. So again, I'm going to do this variegated. You do it whatever way you'd like. So I'm going to start with the light blue and then go to the dark blue. Now, if you want to get really technical and you want your snowflake to look exactly the same, you can look to make sure that your points are pointing the same way. So like if you want the bigger part of the snowflake out here, and then do you want it to match all the way around so we have the middles all facing the same way? Or you can be different and switch it up a little bit if you care about that kind of thing. I do, so I'm going to make sure all mine are facing this way. So I'm going to start by connecting the sides. So you're going to take a little bit of glue and glue the sides together. So just right here at the sides of the paper. And it doesn't matter. Some people like to glue the middle together. Some people like to glue the sides. It really doesn't matter what preference. I'll show you gluing the sides and then I'll show you gluing the middle. Okay, then we're going to add a little glue here. Okay, and then we're going to add this side and just try to line it up. It's not going to be perfect because we didn't measure, but you can see how it kind of lines up on that X there. Okay. Oh, this one fell apart because I was messing with that one. So we'll just hold them here for a second. I wouldn't recommend hot glue with this craft just because you're going to burn your fingers. The paper is not thick enough to warrant using hot glue. So if you don't want to use a tacky glue, you could use a stapler or tape, double-sided tape, scrapbook glue, anything like that. But if you just give the tacky glue a second, it gets pretty tacky. Okay, so that's the top. This is the top of our snowflake. Doesn't really look like much yet, but I promise it will be, because now what we're going to do is we're going to glue these bottoms together. See? Now it's starting to take form. So we're going to put a little glue here and a little glue here. And then we're just going to match the points. Just like that. Okay, all three. And you just hold them again. So cute. I love these. I think one year I made a bunch, we hung them in the library here actually for our decoration. Okay, so that's the top of our snowflake. So now you're just going to do the same thing for the bottom. I do find that gluing the sides together first is easier than gluing the bottom, but you can do whatever you want. So same thing, I want to make sure I've got my pattern. So I've got light blue, dark blue, light blue. So now I'm going to do dark blue, light blue, dark blue. And I want to make sure that the middles are all pointing the same way. So boop, 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 right? Okay, and then we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to glue these middles together and try to get the X's lined up. See? Get those X's lined up and just kind of hold it. Just hold it. These are so fun. I love these. They're great for the holidays or great for just winter. Super cool. Okay, now we're going to hold this one together. Make sure the X's line up. Yep. Okay, I'm just going to hold it until that glue sets in. Go ahead and hold this one too. Okay, now we need to, we're going to hold that this one a little bit longer. Just trying to run away on me. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's make sure I did this right. Boop, 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 boop. Yep, okay. So now we're going to glue the middle once again. So I'm going to put, make sure I'm camera here. Put some glue here. Put some glue here. And then just line up the points. Boop. And boop. Oop. Oh, it's a little crooked. There we go. Okay, and then we're just going to hold that together. And so now we've got the top of our snowflake and the bottom of our snowflake. We're almost there. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, not sure of something, you can always rewind the video or give us a call here at the library, 774-8805. Okay, so now what we have to do is glue these bad boys together. So the first thing you want to make sure of, again, is make sure your snowflakes are facing the right way. So this is the wrong way for me. This is the right way. All the little middles are facing the same way. Okay, so I am going to actually glue the middle together first, then the two sides. So I'm going to put some glue here in the middle. this one is just a judgment. You're going to try to get it into the middle, as middly as you can, if that makes sense. And I'm just going to hold this here because I want that glue to really stick. Okay, then you're going to put some glue on this side and get these to stick together. Try to make that X, try to make those X's match up. Sorry, I know my finger's in the way, but you get the idea. I just want that glue to stick. There we go, that's better. I'm just going to hold this for a minute. Okay, and then once that's pretty snug, I'm going to go over to the other side. And last one, put some glue on here. And it's going to give you a little bit of resistance just because it's the last one, but just be gentle. Try to get that X to line up again. This one you might need to hold for an extra minute or so. There we go. Just so that way, look at how cute it is. Just so that way it stays together. Clean off my glue because I'm sure I need to use that for another project coming up. Okay, I think, ta-da! Look at that. It's a beautiful 3D snowflake out of nothing but paper and glue. Super cool. Super cool. Okay, so this has been day 8, giant paper snowflake. Tomorrow is day 9, ooh, which is the book page decoration. Really, it's a wreath basically. So we're gonna turn these book pages into little cones and then glue them to the paper plate. Now, if there ever was a time to use the hot glue gun, this is probably the time that you're going to want to do that. It's going to work up a lot faster and your pages are going to stick together a lot easier. So just, if you don't, this will work. It will. You just have to give it a little more time. But again, if you have no patience like me and you do have access to a hot glue gun, this is definitely a day that I would recommend that. So thank you guys so much. I hope you had fun. Again, if you have any questions, just give us a call. We will see you tomorrow. Bye.